Welcome back to the Outerknown Fiji Pro. The waves are firing as we move into Heat 4 of round 5. Stuart Kennedy up against Joel Parkinson, the most experienced surfer left in the draw. A great cloud break surfer. Joel Parkinson hasn't been past the quarterfinals in this event before. 3/4, no semis. Maybe 2017 is the year that he turns it around. This wave taken during the break. I
found that astonishing, just to note his experience in this lineup and his prowess in barreling waves and his motivation when it gets good. This morning he must have been licking his chops at the conditions on hand.
Oh, but they want to get as many opportunities to surf heats in this lineup. The waves, they're perfect, and Joel Parkinson is trying to tuck in once again, stalling, gets a bit of cover here. He's in, he's out. Out onto the open face, leans hard, banks a big roundhouse. He'll kick out. It won't be a huge score, not a monster wave, but I did love the cutback.
Oh man, that cutback was smooth. The rebound was so impressive. But it was just a small wave, just a couple with his 4.83.
Joel's been loving this channel bottom, shaped by JS as well.
Well, look how he just leans all that weight forward, but does the butt drag to slow himself down, get some quick coverage there. A smaller wave on a day like today, but this is that cutback, bang, rebound. I dig it. I mean, if you're going to take off on a small wave, make it count. I think Joel Parkinson just put on a tutorial.
Because there's so many good beach break specialists there. So I'm sure he'd be happy with that. As we see Stu Kennedy, he's waited a while for this one. Over 10 minutes, stalling, trying to get covered up. Hasn't had a lot of time in the barrel on this ride, but it's going to offer more on the inside. So he gets slapped down. One of those scenarios you were talking about, Rosie. You wait a long time for a set, it clamps you, and you end up with a throwaway. Joel behind him. Let's see what he can do on the inside here. Stalling under the lip, grabbing that rail. Well, both surfers really struggling to get deep in the barrel.
Ooh.
Joel tries to stick that end section float pretty shallow there. He popped up straight away. He might just beat Stewie back to the takeoff here, not sure. And he's disappointed with his effort on that ride. It wasn't one of those sets that just gave him an obvious line though. Didn't just open up and say, you got to get barrel right now. Yeah,
there wasn't too much of a gift. There he does find some coverage. You could still see his board. Stuart Kennedy has front row seat to this. I love the technique that he employs there to slow himself down, but I think he wanted to spend a lot more time in the shade on that wave and unable to complete that float. So he could have kind of turned it around with the turns there. He does try his hardest to find himself in that barrel. I don't know, I think right there he could have just spent a fraction longer in that tube and then gone to the rail. So it's just a funky tempo on that wave. It didn't really offer him up that section that we've seen happening this morning. And then Stuart Kennedy trying with all his might to slot into the barrel. This is the first wave of the set, utilizing that priority that he had sat on for over 10 minutes on that smaller wave. So 1.5 for that effort. Yeah, I think at that point you've kind of contemplated it and now it is yours.
Well, Stu's taking the decision out of his hands. He's taken this insider. He's going to pull through, so nothing on that wave, and now Joel rightfully has priority, so 17 minutes to go. And it's a tough situation for Stu to be in too. So he was kind of confused with the decision out the back, but thanks for joining us to explain that. As we see Stu Kennedy trying to get himself in this heat. Hasn't had more than a 1.5 at the moment, but he's certainly going to improve on that. That was a devastating end turn to that ride. 12 minutes to go.
I mean, that's the one that could turn things around for him with his rhythm. He wanted it, kicking into it, immediately hunts down that barrel. That section there just allowing him a clean exit, but then this, just devastating the lip with that rail work. Such a tidy finish to that wave. I would have to say that it's going to rival the 4.83 that's in the scoreline for Parko. So definitely traveling for some distance on this wave, but this right here, that is just a great example. You can't really see much from that back angle, but Stewie razor sharp on that last turn.
Stu straight out of the tube and fades away from the wall to set up a big backhand blast. And he gets well rewarded, a 6.33, and he's moving quickly again here on the inside, looking to seize the lead. He only needs a 3.33, stalling, getting some decent travel time, but he just gets the vice grip on the inside, gets caught between the trough and the lip, and goes down. Well,
it looks like Stu Kennedy has actually employed Jared White, one of the boatmen on Tabarua, to caddy his backup surfboard. This is the time that he tried to spend in that barrel to maximize the scoring potential. A 3.33 required, so I think Strada, you know, hit the nail on the head. Had he got that clean exit on that ride, he would have been in that ballpark. Smaller wave though from Stu, wanting another swing at an excellent scoring ride.
Having a look at this one from deep, Joel Parkinson, he's going to grab the rail straight away, stalling. He finds some cover, gets the exit, wants to get some big turns done now. Nice slice there, almost breaking all three fins free. Mixing up the approach with a couple of big hits, needs to ride out of this one, and he does so. Well, that should be his best wave. That's what he was looking for. Doesn't want to know about locking in 4.83s and average waves from here on in, because Stu Kennedy's on the chase.
Single turn, he just put something extra into it. Let's just have a look at the work that he got done. He wants the barrel so bad out here at Cloudbreak. Finds some coverage, gets the vision, comes straight out, looks to find more of a critical section to work with. There it is. And then goes up a third time and cleanly exits that wave, that maneuver. So Joel putting on the brakes, mixing it up too. So gets the barrel, goes to the rail, carving move.
I really enjoyed that second turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, expected it to go a lot better than that, but didn't turn out.
Take us through this one.
Oh, Stewie slammed it once, coming around the corner, bangs it in the pocket, coming around, just knifing the turn, going out of sight here. Big old float to finish. 417, I don't know. What do you think at home?
But he's been doing this all event, Rosie, just bashing these walls with his sharp backhand.
Definitely. I mean, he's really coming to his own on his backhand out here, just showing his backhand approach is as sharp as ever. So getting that score, 6.03.
Well, 45 seconds to go, and this is Joel Parkinson's chance to turn this heat. This wave a little sleepy at the moment. He's staying close to this bowl. Drives up into the lip. Joel needs a 6.69 out of this ride. Couple of big hits already. Lining up the inside, climbs up for the float.
Ooh.
A solid finish. And a little claim too. So Stu Kennedy's not giving up. He's deep in the barrel. He won't come out of this one though. 15 seconds to go. That's all the surfing we're going to see. Who's going to win, Rosie? It's all going to hedge on this next number, waiting for it to come through.
Look at the anticipation on Stu.
And it is a 6.9, and that is enough for Joel Parkinson to move ahead and get the jump on Stu Kennedy. Props to Stu Kennedy. He came back in a big way in that heat. He surfed a great event, but Joel Parkinson, I think he just got the payoff in waiting for those bigger set waves. And he is on his way to the quarterfinals.